Kenya, many children are being drawn away from their homes to the streets because of poverty or a breakdown in the family. They have a false hope of a bright future. Instead, they are isolated from their families and their communities, and often they don't find what they are looking for. They are trapped in hopelessness. Tumaini is Swahili for hope. The task of restoring these children to a place of hope begins there on the streets.
More than from 2008 na kazi ya kuongea na vijana wadogo wadogo. Mimi nawaoneaga huruma. Naona ni kama wale watoto wangu. Kwanza ndio nakuwaga na haja na wao sababu mimi naona huyu akishikana hawa huku atapotea kabisa. Wakikaa hapa ndio wanaanza kufanya kazi ya uizi. Piga watu geto. So ikifika wakati wa usiku ndio wanasanyoka watu wale wakubwa. Lakini sana sana wadogo ndio tunawahudumia sana. Na sisi alafu tunachukua hiyo jukumu, tunasaidiana alafu mnawapeleka nyumbani. Hiyo ni jukumu letu na ni nzuri sana hiyo.
I was in this place for 3 months. This is the kitchen, and I used to wash utensils of this place. These are the washrooms. These are the dormitories. This is the bed that I used to sleep on 11 years ago. This one. This is the bed that I used to sleep on. When I was running from home, I never knew that I'm going to the street. By then, I never had enough understanding. I could not think critically. I could not ask questions about life. So I just found myself on a street somewhere, and I came all the way to this big city.
My father didn't have that money for me to be in school. I was told by a friend of mine that when I came to Nairobi, I'll have money because it's a city where money is all over.
I formulated a story that would favor me before the eyes of the people. I used to tell them that my mother died, and I used to stay with my uncle. And my uncle was very harsh to me, so I decided to run away from home.
I stole from my mother some money, then I escaped from home. I went and stayed in the streets with other street children.
I've been in the street around 6 years. There's no friend. Everyone's very angry. Any person can take even a bottle to your head. It can beat you anywhere. I saw my friends in that place dying. Others, they got injured. They were taken to hospital. So when I see back my life when I was street, it's so painful. So I would like not to go there.
All the neighbors were saying that if they catch me, they're even going to kill me because I was a thief. Life in the street is not good. You can find yourself engaging in drugs. You find that when you start using these drugs, they will not affect you now, but they affect you later. The drug that I was using, it was tobacco. I used to do my lips this and then I put it. It makes you feel, you'll never feel hungry. So when you put it, you just feel satisfied. You sleep, you don't feel cold.
Somebody introduced me to glue, and when you use it at night, you can't feel cold, and it reduces the stress that you have for home. That is not life. That is destroying yourself.
My name is Charity Waichari. I am the current director for Tumaini kwa Watoto, Kenya.
So we rescue children directly from the street, rescuing those who are already on the street,
centers,
and back into their family. Because of course every child needs a family. Yeah.
Some of the things that drive children from their families, are common, like hunger, there is neglect, there is abuse, there is truancy, different things.
There are approximately 60,000 children on the streets of Nairobi. And so far, over the 20 years that we've been operating, we've removed 1,640 children to date from the streets back to their families in various parts of Kenya.
So the journeys that our team have to make, they are long journeys, overnight journeys, 300 miles away from home. In the last few years, we have developed community support systems, caregivers. We have traders on the streets who call us now. We work with the police stations where there is a children's desk. They will call us to say a child has arrived here, has been brought here and needs to be rescued. So we are working with a lot of stakeholders on the streets.
Kenya is a Christian country, so majority have a background in Christianity. Some are practicing, others are not, but they have a basic foundation at home. Even in school, anyone that would meet on the streets is aware of God in their own way. But we help all children, every child that is willing to be helped and they are on the streets, no matter their background, their religion, where they come from. We do not discriminate. Every child who needs our help, who accepts our help, we are willing to help. Every week we gather to pray for possible connections with children so that we are not struggling to find the right child. The connections, the arrangements, the appointments, and then we hit the streets and make friendships. That's the way it begins. We get to know who the child is, their aspirations, what they would like to be, what drove them to the streets. So we start with that relationship.
Chukua umena mwache samaki. Ile kamera noma sana. Anajifungia hapa tu kana kupiga na bado tunachukua. Wera kazi. Jagwa tupe kazi. Hakuna mtu mwingine. Jagwa. Sonko la ndio tumempiga mateke. Tunataka Jagwa. Sonko la tunyanyasa. Kuwa mpaka unaonekana. Umefanyanga ndio ajue tuko pamoja. Hata mtu aletea dishi hapa.
Kwanza dishi kama sasa.
Kama yako imepotea, alafu watu wadogo
namba. Wakazi.
Nione.
Iliko. Sawa. Mshamaliza. Chapara kidola. Check kidola kimoja.
Once they agree or decide they want to go back home, we make the journeys to where they come from, no matter how far. We've gone as far as the neighboring nations taking children. And that process of removing a child from the street, we call it rescue. It is the definite moving from the street to their family. It's a big step.
So we are going to Nakuru. It's 146 kilometers from Nairobi. One of the things that we don't know is where the boy comes from. So we are just going to look for his home today. He might lie. As you know, we are strangers coming, meeting him the first day, and then now hearing from him, he might not trust us much to tell us the truth. But again, as we continue, probably on the way home, he might start opening up and telling us more about his story.
They sleep around here. See? There. See?
Mwende na mmoja. How do you think?
Unaonaje?
Tungekuwa na security ingetusaidia vizuri sana. Au kutoka na hizi mamashini zao twende hivi tutafuatwa sijui na watu kiasi gani. Umenipata?
That base that you have seen of big girls, it's a family. And the small children who are there, they are sent to go and find money. And then at night, it's like they buy protection from those ones. So they are protected from any abuse or things like that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so he's here.
Nilikuwa na maneno mingi. Kwa pia nataka kutembea huku na marafiki zangu kidogo, sawa?
Kwa hivyo unamjua vizuri, wewe unamjua kweli.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah, so this boy, we have taken him out of the streets. Now we are going to with him. We want to take him back to the family. He's ready. He wants to go home.
He told me
The mom is sick. The mom has a problem, a leg problem. Now the mom cannot be able to take care of him. The mom just stays at home. Not the mother taking care of the boy. But now the boy is the one taking care of the mother.
Mimi kupata mimi mwenyewe na shida tu bado naweza hata niombe mtu pesa tena polisi anishike.
Na ukapelekwa mpaka kotini?
Unataka kurudi shule? Yeah, so he wants to go back to school to verify that he's in class 5. It means that he knows how to write. So just verifying that he has been in school and he can remember what he did here. Nimekuletea kijana. Nimetoka kwa barabara. Akasema anataka kuja nyumbani. Wewe ni mama yake?
Mimi. Mama ujambo?
Mzuri.
Kwa salama? Tumesema tukuje tukutembelee.
Nilipoogwa ilileta shida sana mpaka nikaenda kwa wodi. Wakati shule ilikuwa inafunguliwa, tunaona hiyo mgusira imeka.
Mpaka huku nyuma.
Hata sasa nikuosha, nimeosha, nimepaka dawa.
Pole.
Hata iko ingine tu mbili hapo.
Nani kugonga tu?
Kugonga hapa ama?
Na usaka, unaona hiyo kibada? Na usaka baka. Kaito ndoli saa 8 ya usiku. Simi nikaruka. Baba yawa pia amuka unaitwa ni watu yako ya makaa.
Ya makaa.
Sasa ngona mimi sikufikiria
kama imekuumiza sana.
Simi nikakaa na sikujifikiria niende nikachomwa.
Hata wewe kwa lugha hata ako heri kushinda watoto wengi.
Nani? Karisi.
Kusikieni tu nisiseme. Mseme ati nikujigadhiri.
Karisi. Kwa nini
hata mniona mimi watoto yangu mimi nasema heri nisumbuke lakini mtoto wangu watoto wangu.
Karisi. Kwa nini unafanya mama?
Sasa
mpaka wala wakubwa.
So you can join.
Tuna tutigiota kuoka na tucio kiogo. We tukasema tukubarikishe, si ndio? Ya. Yogo.
Nimerudisha shukrani.
So grateful.
Na Mungu ambariki. Penye imetoka irudi.
Yes.
Na mtembeage kila siku.
You know, leaving home is not because of school fees or food. He's the one who left. That's why she was crying. She was asking, now, what have you done to you that you can just go and stay on the street? You know, we have given you everything that you have wanted, we have given you. But now you're just running, going, sleeping on the street while you have a house here, a bed that you know you can sleep on. And so that's why I think she was crying.
The rehabilitation angle happens because a child on the streets is a reflection of a bigger issue in the family. So we want to work addressing the issues that drove the child out of the family in the first place, building the family's capacity to nurture their child. So once we put the child there, we would give support in terms of education, counseling, but sorting out the child's problem belongs to the family.
We're going shopping so that we can buy a few items to take to maize flour, one of the children we are going to visit. rice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hĩndĩ ĩrĩa wona wareherwo nĩtwakũrehera irio waigua atĩa?
Ndaigua ndakena mũno.
Arauga ũtarĩrie rũgano rwa Kevin.
Rũgano rwa Kevin. Kevin arĩ mwana mwega. Mahinda marĩa arathomaga ngĩrwara ndaremwo akĩremwo nĩ gũthiĩ cukuru tondũ ndiarĩ na hinya wa kũmũrĩhĩra mbia. Rĩrĩa akĩingĩrania na ciana ciarĩ cia chokora, mambĩrĩria kũingĩrana na ciana icio agĩikara kwa kĩndũ kahinda ta ka mĩeri 3 ũguo. Ihinda rĩu nĩguo twacokire nĩ kwagĩire na mũndũ andeithirie hanini nĩgetha mwana acoke cukuru kwa ihinda. Ndacenjirie mũno o rĩu kwa ihinda rĩrĩ rĩu thaa ici akĩrĩ cukuru, twauma na kũu tũkĩmũingĩria cukuru.
Mama alikuwa anataka nisikie utungu kisha akapeleka tukaka nyumbani kisha akakosa pesa na kutulipia school fees.
Ongera sauti.
Tukakaa alafu tukaenda kwa barabara tukaanza kwenda na watoto wengine shule tukaanza kukaa na
mahinda marĩa ndahikĩte tũgĩikara nĩtũikarĩte wega after 5 years na kwa ihinda Kevin agĩtigwo arĩ na mwaka na mĩeri 2. Haya Shiro arĩ na mĩaka 3 na kĩndũ na nuthu. Ndiũĩ nĩkĩ gĩatũmire eyũrage tondũ ndakorire ecurĩtie. Kuma hau ngĩcukuma mũtũrĩre tũkĩgiana na aciari a gũkũ ngĩthiĩ rĩu town tondũ we akuire 2009. Nĩndakenire tondũ hĩndĩ ĩrĩa acokire mũciĩ kwa ihinda rĩrĩa twamenyanire na John nĩetĩkĩrire kũmũrĩhĩra cukuru. Rĩu agĩcoka cukuru na akĩambia gũthoma, kĩoguo nĩndakenire. Ingĩenda ciana cithomithio kũngĩhotekeka no nyende ma support na ũhoro wa gĩthomo. Kũngĩhotekeka ndingĩkorwo biacara ĩrĩa ndutaga ĩkoragwo ĩthĩ mũno tondũ nĩ kũrũria indo njũrũragia as a hawking, but koguo ingĩteithio na ũndũ ingĩka ũngĩhota kũmaheaga irio.
For me, I think the main thing with Kevin's mother is her story. Then at some point she was blamed as the cause of the death by the in-laws, and she was at some point chased away. So sharing that and seeing her tears, I realized how we need to take more time, just letting her get the things out. So then for Kevin, when a child is exposed to the street, there's something that hardens in them. But when you look at Kevin, you cannot even trace he was on the street or not. So for me, I was thinking, how hope is restored when this child is brought back home. They see the mother is doing, at least 1 or 2, 3 things to feed them, he can go back to school and know that they are living again. What a hope.
The restoration journey is long-term, and that involves everyone, the educators, the government representative, so that we help this child feel that they are in good hands. Because after we reunite the child and have addressed the issue that brought them on the streets, we live. So we want to leave them in the hands of people that can work with them day by day.
Right now, we are going to see Brian, who is in Chania High School. But we are still following him up so that we can encourage him to achieve his dream.
The first thing I would want to find out from you, are you happy about the school?
Yes.
Very happy.
Yes.
How is your relationship with the other boys now that you know you have come from a very humble background?
Yes, but the students around me, I didn't know their background, but the influence made me drowning down. But now I have known that I have a future ahead of me and I should accomplish it.
What I can say, I don't go in those bad companies. It can take me to problems. I study hard. When I'm free, I study instead of going to roaming around. Yeah.
What's your dream, Humphrey?
For me, when I finish studying, I want to become a neurosurgeon. I like helping those who are needy. Yeah.
And for me, mechanical engineer.
Mechanical engineering.
I could also take my mind back to where we got Brian on the street and the journey we have walked with him. I was so happy to see him being confident and seeing there is a future which is bright for him. I like the way he has a heart for our country, that he wants to learn mechanical engineering so that he can come and manage things in our country. For Humphrey, I also was encouraged by his commitment to study hard, to see that he's also focused, and he promised to work very hard. It was really an encouraging day to see transformation in the lives of children who at one time in their life, they were at the point of giving up.
When we began, it was like a test. Does this work? And over the years, you see it really works, and you can replicate it all the time. So it's almost guaranteed that once you connect really well with a child, they would be able to go back to their family. The government in the past used to watch us from afar, but as we've shown them the results, the county government, they now call us and say, this number of children are willing to go home. Would you work with them? They have seen we can be trusted with children. We are not traffickers. We are genuine in what we do, and finding us there again and again when we don't even have enough resource. They say we believe in what we do since it works.
Yeah. You know, you're the future of this program. Because we can't, there are so many outside there. So, and we can't possibly sustain all of them here.
It is true.
Yeah.
I set my mind to change the title of my family and my dad, to put our family to a different social class. And the only way to do it was through education. So after high school, I was selected to join Karatina University to do a degree in Bachelor's of Arts in Geography. Come November, I'll be graduating. I get a title in the society. I know the society is pressing me so that to kill my dreams. but I want to fight for it. I fight for that space in the society. I want to change the title of my family, like my dad to be called the father of minister, the father of surveyor, the father of someone. I've been trained in using satellite images and advising the government on what measures should be taken. I want to use that knowledge to transform the lives of many. I want to fight for that place in the society. Yeah.
Instead of working with the family where the child comes from, there is a tendency to hide the children somewhere, think the child is a problem, instead of working with the natural provider of all the facilities that the government wants to give: nurture, love, care, even education. Families are able to provide this naturally, but it will need more players. It will need the government to speak about children hanging around on the streets. It will need the church and people of other faiths to talk about the importance of family, of taking care of your own. Maybe in my lifetime, we will see no child on the streets, yes.
Yesu wakwa nĩnkwendete kumande kamĩrigo thĩ. Yesu wakwa nĩnkwendete kumande kamĩrigo thĩ. Nĩnkwendete Yesu wakwa kumande kamĩrigo thĩ. Yesu wakwa nĩnkwendete kumande kamĩrigo thĩ.